Hi, good evening, good Friday, and welcome back. Not just as we wrap up this Friday, this week here at Your News Today, but the last full week in August, mind you. That's right, 3 days into the next work week, we'll be staring at September and Heritage Days here in Magoffin County as well, both of which we'll be talking about, of course. As far as your weather forecast tonight, we'll be talking about pretty much a typical scenario weather-wise for your weekend and beyond. Fall might be around the corner, but we've got summer all over the forecast. Warm and humid, only a slight chance of a shower or two, and some fog. That's pretty much going to sum it up, but we'll, of course, have some more details. A great bit of detail from the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center Jail Board meeting earlier this week. Many items discussed, including the fact that Martin County is some $80,000 behind in their monthly payments. Also, implementation of a video visitation system to allow family and friends of inmates to visit via video conference. Also, back pay for an employee demoted after a mistake allowed an inmate to walk free from the jail a few weeks back that we reported. And overtime. A great deal of overtime and how it relates to the federal program to eliminate prison rape. All discussed and some more details in that coverage in just a few moments. An auto accident today, a brief report, a non-injury accident, however, a chain reaction accident that may have actually prevented a car fire. I'll explain that to the best of my ability in just a few moments. Only a few other things to talk about before I leave you for the weekend. Man, everyone's getting heated up tonight for football across the viewing area, and I do mean everyone, and certainly going to be a hot one out there tonight. But last week we only saw two of our four teams that we cover here on the gridiron, and that being Magoffin County, of course, who came up real short in their home opener, 42 to nothing against Leslie County last week. And they're still making a lot of adjustments. Their new coach, Justin Combs, still at the helm, of course, and trying to fit very well into the program, as he has been, we are told. But they are on the road tonight at Leslie County, so that game is on the road. However, looking around elsewhere, Paintsville also got to get onto the field last week at home. They had a 43-0 win over Sheldon Clark. They are home tonight, hosting Frankfort. The Tigers are. As for Johnson Central and the Golden Eagles, their first game of the season is tonight. They are home, hosting Capital, West Virginia, in the Big Sandy RACC Touchstone Energy Bowl. They are also home for the next couple of games as well, taking on Lexington Cath and South Charleston. And down in Morgan County with Coach Brian Turner, they too are seeing kickoff for the first time this season tonight. It is an away game at Betsy Lane. That gets you caught up on football for now, and of course as the program and the season continues, and we'll be keeping you up to date more throughout the season, as we're only now officially at this hour one game in. Nevertheless, our top headline, one of our headlines tonight, we'll pick up right after this, and that will be coverage of the Big Sandy Jail Authority Board meeting, those topics discussed and others that I've already mentioned. So a few words from a few of our sponsors. Be sure and let them know you're watching every chance you have, and I'll be right back. It started out as a back-to-school special, and we've not been able to stop because it's been so popular. So we're going to roll it right on at least through the weekend. Right now at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe, get 8 pieces of chicken, famous or crispy. That's legs and thighs, just $6. That's right, just $6 for 8 pieces of chicken. And if you order any one of our family meal deals, you can get that same 8 pieces of chicken for just $4. It's an unbelievable deal. We're going to ride it on out for as long as we can because it's been very popular, and it's just one of our ways to say thanks for stopping by and having dinner with us at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Sandy Jail Board met earlier this week discussing everything from money matters, in which they ended their fiscal year in the red. On that topic, they also discussed one of the supporting counties several thousands of dollars behind on their monthly payments. Much of the meeting centered around discussion on insurance rates, most all of which had increased, referring to their liability insurance for automobiles and for things of that nature. A $1,644 increase from a year ago puts them paying $218,000 for insurance for the jail. Workers' comp insurance went up an estimated $8,000 to about $104,000. Buddy Smith of Bryce and Associates outlined their health insurance plan, an increase of 3.3% for a 15-month plan, which is the exact same plan that they have now. He said that plan will be good until January of 2018. At that time, Obama health care mandates will greatly affect costs and coverage, saying that this was a really good deal, and the last time they may get coverage for this cost that they have. Their dental plan stayed the same. Their vision went up 4%. Life insurance increased 14%, going up about $192 a year for each of the 35 employees at the jail. Later, there was discussion of visitation being done in a whole new manner. There was discussion of a contract that had been proposed by a company to place visitation pods, if you will, in the jail. The jail would get some 55% of the commission. The company would place these devices basically and allow video conference or video visitation, if you will. The benefits being, according to Jail Administrator Pete Fitzpatrick, that it would allow scheduling. It would also allow visitation for family and friends from home, from a mobile phone or a device. And Fitzpatrick said the company would install these 20 conference panels throughout the jail with no upfront cost to the facility.
Is there an upfront cost for us for this?
No, they're going to install 20 conference panels with the TV monitors, and also, like I said, it's going to have installed on the grievance forms, the prisoner rights, the PREA forms, so they can have everything in front of them, so they have to print out a packet, give to them, keep up everything. There's no upfront cost. The cost will be deducted from our commissions. It'll go from 55% to 20% for 2 years, and then it'll pick back up to 55%. But I think we're going to make
no cost to us, is what you're telling me.
Not up front, no.
But there is a loss in our commission from 55 to 20, is that correct, for the first 2 years?
That's on a percentage, but the telephones are now capped. The rates are capped. There's no cap on the video, whatever the market will bear. So we'll be picking up the commissions off of the video visitation that are set to what we can charge whatever the market value is. We don't have to be worried about what FCC is doing. That's only on telephones.
You're not really losing the telephone by ordinance, right? I mean, you're still gonna have your call cards.
Still have the telephone. It's in addition to, it's a supplement. As you read it, it's an amendment to our master service agreement. So we still have the same phone service, the same recordings, but the difference is the video visitation will also be recorded. We can access that. If inmates are holding up notes or talking in code or hand signals, it'll all be visible now on video where we couldn't see it before on audio.
The administrator went on that most consoles would be placed in cells, some would be in hallways, and the company would be responsible should any be damaged and replace them at a cost to the company. After some more discussion, the topic was tabled with a list of questions to be taken back to the company and answered, and then brought back before the board. Later, when high overtime hours were questioned, the PREA program was brought into discussion, PREA standing for the Prison Rape Elimination Act, with Administrator Pete Fitzpatrick saying that overtime had been high for quite some time for lack of enough female guards. Jails that participate in the PREA program must have so many female employees as part of their guidelines. The PREA program is optional, as he described, but recommended to have the support of the program in jails who face rape cases, in which the Big Sandy Jail has about 2 to 3 cases of rape reported each month. Fitzpatrick said it's just not feasible or smart to have only one female on per shift during strip searches for liability reasons, and that the jail must have 2 female guards present during such events.
It's an unfunded mandate. There's no money in it to comply, but if you don't comply, it says the federal government will testify against us in court for not being PREA compliant.
What are they going to testify against you for?
And we don't have a PREA coordinator. We don't have the infrastructure necessary to investigate and follow through and report to the federal government all of our PREA violations. And we'll average probably 2 or 3 a month PREA violations.
We don't have a way to provide that information to them without being PREA?
Somebody explain PREA to me.
Prison Rape Elimination Act. And that's what PREA stands for. So the law was passed with the lofty goal of eliminating all rapes in prison. And there's some good things in it, and there's some things, you know.
Well, let me ask you this. Did the board not fund the Mountain Comprehensive Care, not have a fund here? And that we...
I think they did it one time.
And do they have that here now?
We switched over to Securus. They're doing it for us now.
They started doing what for us?
Taking the hotline.
They have the hotline for reporting rapes.
Yes, we had it set up initially through Mountain Com, and I would check in with them. If they got a call, they would let me know through email.
Okay.
But now I can listen in myself and it's reported to Securus, so I can get it the next morning.
Here's my question, and all I'm saying is, if it's costing us way too much money. I mean, we just have a major financial problem because of this scheduling.
So what I'm getting at about how many do you want working here? You can't do a strip search unless you've got two of the same gender. I mean, that just makes...
According to PREA standard.
Well, that just makes sense. Do you want men watching a female strip search? Do you want women watching a men?
Now, I'm not saying anything like that, but I worked in a jail long enough to know that you don't have to have two females present on every shift all the time. You do not have to have that.
You do not have to have it, but at the
And
same
it
time,
works
if you do
okay.
a strip search with one female and one female inmate, well, then inmate can say whatever they want to say happened in there. It's their word against their word because there's no cameras in there. Logically, there's no cameras in a strip search area. So if you have two officers, one is strictly advised as an observer, witness. They sign the papers as a witness, the other one is the primary. Well then, if an inmate alleges an act that didn't occur, we have a witness who can say, no, I was there, I saw it, that didn't happen.
I appreciate that, but my point again, and has been for the last going on 3 years, we cannot sustain this kind of overtime financially. The counties do not have the money for more increases. The overtime just keeps building, and we cannot, in my opinion, sustain this kind of overtime month after month after month after month.
After some more discussion, there was no decision, no action taken on overtime, but they do plan on revisiting the matter during the next meeting. In housing and financial matters, the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center is said to have averaged about 208 inmates last year. They're currently averaging 233 to date. And also to date in money matters, they have situations involving at least one county, and actually a couple that they outlined, one being Martin County, which made their last payment to the jail on June the 30th, paying $40,000 to the detention center, half of what they owed at the time. To date, Martin County is said to owe $80,750. The board discussed at length potential legal action against Martin County, but first advised their attorney, Nelson Sparks, to send written notice to the Martin County government of the situation, giving them 30 days to get caught up. It was also noted that the Big Sandy Jail ended their fiscal year $38,900 in the red, and that had they been paid in full on all accounts from participating counties, they would have had $22,554 to profit. Some of the last discussion and action taken during the meeting centered around sick and vacation time. Earlier in the meeting, the administrator, Pete Fitzpatrick, was asked to clarify the jail's policy when an employee resigns without giving proper notice as to whether or not they would lose or keep their vacation or sick days. He said that it was written board policy that when that happens, when an employee resigns without giving proper notice, that they lose their vacation and sick days that they have accrued. Trina Boyd from Lawrence County and a former guard at the Big Sandy Jail was in attendance at the meeting and requested an executive session with the board without Pete Fitzpatrick in attendance. Boyd was one of the guards on duty at the jail when an inmate tricked guards into believing that he was someone else, allowing him to walk out of the jail and go free. Following which, we are told that she was demoted and given a lesser pay grade. After which, we're told she quit her job, but was back before the board requesting her sick and vacation pay, an estimated $12,000. And after requesting the executive session, Lawrence County board member Diana Watson made the motion to go into executive session, and then after coming back into their regular meeting, she then made another motion, that being to pay Boyd her back pay for vacation and sick time.
I make a motion to pay Trina the hours that she had earned in sick time and vacation. 193.5
Yes.
hours.
Verified by personnel.
Huh?
Verified by our personnel.
Yeah, right.
What
With the
now?
verification of the hours.
I've got my check stub if you need it.
Okay. Motion has been made to pay Katrina for 193 hours and a half, at what rate, Sue?
At, when she earned it,
14.60.
her beginning rate, I mean, her,
14.60.
yeah, 14.60.
At her beginning rate before she was
Of course, you,
demoted. Motion been made, second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Need a roll call?
All right, Diana,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes?
Doug,
Yes.
Jerry. No. Jane, I'm sorry, Joe Mills,
No.
Paul Burchett,
Yes.
Zach Branham,
Yes.
Johnny Green. Okay, so we have 5 yeses and 3 noes.
All right, motion carried.
And lastly, following a 5-3 vote, as you heard, to pay Boyd her back pay, board member Zach Branham made a motion to ask the administrator to bring forth before the board at the next meeting or at his convenience a revised policy pertaining to sick and vacation time as it was just dealt with. And before we close this report and go to a break real quickly, a correction. Her estimated back pay totaled some estimated $2,800 and not the before mentioned amount, but closer to $2,800. I'll be right back. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications. Calendar announcements before we go on to other headlines. Before we go on to calendar announcements, however, a quick update on a 2-vehicle crash that happened earlier today on Route 114. Pretty minor in nature, but certainly with an interesting twist. In fact, I left the scene with no intention on the report making the news. Appeared to be a minor accident. 2 vehicles collided, one striking the rear of the other. However, after returning back to the studio, I heard a little more detail that made it certainly interesting and newsworthy. There was actually said to be, according to the driver of the black car to the left of your screen, there was a pickup truck that had stopped very suddenly in front of her. She stopped very suddenly to miss it. The vehicle behind her stopped suddenly, but not in enough time to keep from striking that vehicle. Upon arrival of Salyersville police officer Jeremiah Watson, everyone was out of the vehicle and showing no signs of injury, but the car in the back was showing signs of smoke. At first, he said that he thought it was maybe the airbags deploying. That usually emits that smoke-like mixture in the air. But it was later, after some discussion, when it realized that it was actually smoke, the occupants of the vehicle, the green Pontiac, realized that they had thrown a cigarette out the window moments prior, traveling from Prestonsburg, and that it may have actually blown back in the vehicle when the window was down. And indeed, that's what had happened. The cigarette was thrown out one window, sucked in the other, and had gone into and wedged itself down in behind the back glass. Watson told me it made it nearly impossible to reach. He did retrieve a fire extinguisher from his duty vehicle and was able to try to reach the smoldering cigarette and interior, if you will, but he did call the Salyersville Fire Department for backup, and upon their arrival, they were able to make sure that the fire did not spread. But traveling any further with the windows down, fueling that cigarette in the back, well, this story could have had a different ending that still would have involved the local response of fire and law enforcement. Turning to your McGoffin Farm Bureau announcements, just in, there is a special meeting set for the Harold Whitaker Middle School Site-Based Decision-Making Council for this coming Monday, 1 o'clock, in the school's conference room. Once again, a special session Monday at 1. Heritage Days begin next Wednesday here in Salyersville and McGoffin County. We'll talk about it at the first of next week. One last reminder that sign-ups for the baby and children pageants are tomorrow. Today was 1, but tomorrow from 11 till 2 and Monday 4 to 6 at the McGoffin County Historical Society. Tomorrow, our friends from the Middle Fork Volunteer Fire Department are going to be having a fundraiser in front of the Salyersville IGA, and just like they did on Community Day, they're going to have their famous deep-fried OREOs, plus funnel cakes and pork barbecue, hamburger and cheeseburger dinners and nachos. All the dinners are $5, and that includes your drink. It's only 10 to 3 tomorrow in front of the Salyersville IGA. And one last reminder that revival starts this coming Sunday night at 6 at the Wright Middle Fork Baptist Church with Farley Howard and Jim Howard preaching, and then it's nightly thereafter, 7 o'clock, the rest of next week. And I'll remind you Monday one last time, and then I'll hopefully have a report in the following days to come. But you're invited to a special McGoffin County High School book signing Tuesday, 5 to 7, in the school's library. Student authors and illustrators will be selling and signing their books that they have put together for a project. We hope that you'll join them and hope to have a report to follow. And I'm starting to get some other announcements in regards to Heritage Day, and I'll organize all those for you next week. This one we'll put out there again tonight because they're hoping to attract a big crowd. The Big Sandy Wings organization has put together a Heritage Day. Did I say Founders Day a moment ago? Nevertheless, Heritage Day, hey, it's just going to be hard to get that right forever. Bike show. All bikes welcome. You can register and then ride in the parade. This is going to be the Saturday of the parade, next Saturday, and it will be from 10 to 12:30. It's just a small fee of $10, and you can be a part of the bike show and then get into the parade and ride with them. If you have any questions, 434-1856. And if you've got any questions for me, any news for me, or any calendar announcements, this is how you get them on the program. Turning to funeral announcements for this evening, brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. 83-year-old George Wellington Robinette of Salyersville passed away this week, married to Shirley Prater Robinette, who survives. He's also survived by his daughters Janet Powers, Judy Howington, Joanne Crace, Georgetta Robinette, Rebecca Robinette, Virginia Fletcher, and Brenda Arnott. Visitation is going to be after 5 o'clock tomorrow and up until services, which start Sunday at 1, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. 78-year-old Rhon Wireman of Florida, formerly of McGoffin County, passed away this Wednesday. I'm told that arrangements are still incomplete at this hour. I think they were being made late this afternoon, and you can find them at McGoffinCountyFuneralHome.com on their website, as that is the funeral home in charge of arrangements for Mr. Wireman. And we've just received word of the passing of 68-year-old Marcella Keeton of Salyersville, who passed away today. I'm also told that arrangements are incomplete at this hour, but will be announced soon and are being made at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Not absolutely the best forecast for you unless you like summer heat and sun, and then I've got a winter for you. If fall's your thing, well, hold on to that thought. Your Licking Valley RECC outlook is more of the same. Let me back that up. With heat and humidity and a good weekend to stay in front of the AC if you can. Tonight we'll see 69 degrees, 89 right now at the 6 o'clock hour, and showing no sign of falling. Mostly clear with nothing more than a light east wind that will not go very far to cool you off. For your Saturday, here's what's happening. Like I said, sunny and hot and humid. 92 for tomorrow. Heat indices close to the 100-degree mark. Tomorrow night back down to 69 under partly cloudy skies. Those heat indices, heat and humidity factored together on Sunday will be an issue again. Mostly sunny, 91 and close to 100 again as far as what it's actually going to feel like. You will notice 20% chance of some showers and thunderstorms that the National Weather Service and I have thrown in there. That's covering all bases. They will be rare to see any precipitation during all this dry heat. Well, let's not say dry heat, but heat and humidity and dry skies is what I'm referring to, because that's going to be a rarity, I think, to get in on any shower action. And actually, if you do, it might be a little welcome. Starting off next week, more of the same. Mostly sunny, 90 degrees on your Monday, and it will feel even hotter than that. 70 for nighttime lows, mostly sunny. Next week, we start to get in on a chance of some showers, a little more of a significant chance early in the week to the tune of 30% Monday, about 20% on your Tuesday, still close to 90 degrees. We do also have another cool down in the mix, though, and in fact, it will be slow getting there, but by Friday of next week, just in time for the big weekend, I've got 81 for daytime highs. That's following 84 on Thursday of next week, so hold on to that thought if the heat's not your thing. That'll wrap it up for tonight and for this week. We hope you have a wonderful and safe and cool weekend as best as possible. We'll see you back here Monday for more real, honest, local, and original news on Your News Today. Thanks for watching.